think about it first. Boy, mommy, oh, hey, hey, aligi dan dan do, di dan da da. Hey, hey, oh boy, as a calypsonian, the true voice of the people, to lead you on the right path, I'm responsible. The decisions you make not only decides your fate, but is an entire country. It could make or break. The Lord power been vested in you from the day that you were born. We are king and queens, we have control, not to be used as any pawn. That God-given gift so we can know what is right from what is wrong. And in everything that we do, always in for positive outcome. Look before you leave, 'cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a big heap of. Look before you leap. For curiosity, take a peep. Look before you end up drowned in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you're sure about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're mad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump, once you leave the rock, don't jump, and not turning back. No, no, try to avoid disaster. Oh, yo, yo. Don't let selfishness and greed be your hindrance. This will surely block your way once given a chance. And all these strides you have made to progress that will fade. And all the goals that you set out for suddenly is all grain. Be a leader and don't just follow. Or you could end up following clowns. Or you could be like birds that should be soaring, but somehow can get off the ground. With every step that you'll be taking, make sure you take a long hard look. And one thing to always remember, the cover can't help you judge the book. Look before you leave, 'cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a pile of Look before you leave. For curiosity, take a peek. Look before you end up drowned in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you're sure about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're mad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump, once you leave the rock, don't jump, and not turning back. No, no, think about it, my brother. Ah, yeah. Ah, yo. Oh. Don't invest in anything you don't know about. And don't take chances if you are ever in doubt. You must thoroughly investigate. You can't afford to make no mistake, 'cause by the time you realize, it's already late. Be there shooting at what you can see, or looking for needles in the dark. Are you in a hurry going somewhere, but the horse is behind the cart? I saw people who thought by all means they made all the right decisions. Now they're living with so much regrets. They jump from the pot to the frying pan. Look before you leave, 'cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a pile of Look before you leave. For curiosity, take a peep. Look before you end up drowned in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you're sure about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're bad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump, once you leave the rock, don't jump, and not turning back. No, no, try to avoid disaster. No, 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 my brother, don't go. No, no. After everything now, at the end of the day, you are the one who have the final say. So whether it's jobs or relationships, or what's behind closed curtain. You know what you had for the past years, but you don't know what's coming in. You don't want to see that the outcome is something that you always feared. Avoid self-disgust when it's over and the smoke is already cleared. Look before you leave, cause what you sow you reap. Look before you end up in a pile of Look before you leave. For curiosity, take a peek. Look before you end up drowned in the deep. What I'm trying to tell you, don't jump unless you're sure about it. Don't jump, don't act like you're mad. Don't jump, it might be too dangerous. Think about it first. Don't jump, once you leave the rock. Don't jump, ain't no turning back. No, no, let us avoid disaster.
Oh, Grenada, playing for Grenada, mama. Ba-da-da-doy, ba-ba-dam-ba-doy, ba-ba-da-da-doy. The love I got down in me heart for my country, what can I express? So I always prepare to give him trust in less. No matter what the consequence might be, whether day or night, once it's all for the good of my country, I'm ready to fight. So me find it strange, but I never change. My philosophy endures, always country first. So I will climb over the highest wall when my country call. Hail, hail, Grenada, I give myself to thee. Yes, man, that's why I'm playing. I always playing. Good God, I'm playing for Team Grenada. Yes, man, I always playing. I'll keep on playing. Good God,
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean,
I'm playing.
wherever you are locally, regionally, internationally. We say a special good night to you all. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Team
It is Talking Points.
Grenada, that's a fact. Hey, ba-da-ba-da-da-dee-dum-doy. Play for
And indeed, we say a special good night to all our listeners joining us via We Noise Radio. Good night to you, Wade, and good night to the entire home circle, yeah?
Grenada.
I'm trying to remember the name of Wade. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Wade, I'm trying to remember the name. Send me the name, man. Yeah. That name of that individual. That, I'll go find it, I'll go find it. Yeah, Mr. Samuel Watch, I should remember that one easy, Mr. Samuel Jackson and Mrs. Bernadette Jackson out there in Brampton. Yeah, a special good night to both of you, yeah? And I say a special good night to Mr. Hudson McPhail, yeah?
Ba-da-da-doy,
Hope you're listening, Dad.
ba-ba-da-da-doy.
Richard, good night to you, bro.
Some may say that the grass is much
Hansel, good night.
greener on the other side.
Good night to the entire McPhail family.
So anytime they get an opportunity,
You all are in mourning at this point in time.
can't find right.
Our loyal listener, Mrs. Bernadette, Mrs. Maureen McPhail, when I'm saying Bernadette, yeah. Mrs. Maureen McPhail, she's gone to the great beyond.
They don't care if it's lightning or thunder, whether hot or cold. They wake
Fat Man George, good night to you.
up every day and they wait for the pot of gold.
Ashley, good night to you, my dear.
And while they play their part,
Martin, good night, bro.
showcasing their skills,
My good friends out there in Housing Scheme, good night to all of you.
ignoring the dangers of
find you see me pass and buy bread. Don't worry, I will pass.
On the playing field, but when he come down to the local game, they won't do the same. Hey.
Good night, Mr. Handsome. He's tuned in as usual. He does make sure you're in front of the television very early, except for the Friday night program, you know, Sabbath. He can't do that.
Grenada, I give myself to thee. Yes, man, that's why I'm playing.
So I'm saying a special good night to all our listeners, our regional listeners, my good friends out there in St. Lucia who lock on each and every night. They lock on to Talking Points. So I want to say a special, my good friend out there in Chozelle. Yeah, good night to you, bro. And good night, Sandra. Good night to you and all the listeners out there in St. Lucia.
I always playing.
And before the St. Kitts listeners get upset with me and fling a big stone in my direction, good night to St. Kitts, Anguilla, Antigua. I'm not sure if we have listeners on the smaller island of Barbuda, but just in case.
Yes, man.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in particular, Grenadine Island listeners. Folks, just a reminder, early up, this will be our final program for the week tonight. Due to logistical challenges, I will not be able to do the full week of programming, and due to the fact that next week you're getting into the Carnival season, I thought it prudent to take a break at this time. Make sure, because you could realize that the image you're seeing on the camera is not as sharp as you would like it to be and all of that. So we've got to sort out all of that and make sure when we come back on, we'll come back on the Wednesday. Yeah, we're not waiting until the week after Carnival. No, the week of Carnival we're coming back on. We'll be back on Wednesday. We may, look out for it, we may do a test broadcast or two next week. So there's a possibility we may have a program. We'll send out a message if we are. And I've been very recalcitrant in relation to sending out messages to say that the program is coming on. I need to start back doing that. It's a good way to give some people a reminder that Talking Points is on. And before we get into any deep discussions tonight, I just want to remind persons of one or two things. Remind persons or remind people? Remind individuals. I think it's remind persons. Must double check yeah. I must go back in my student's companion for that one and make sure I'm saying the right thing. Nice, yeah. The younger people, they know what we're talking about. When we say student's companion and them kind of thing, they know the royal reader and yes, I was one of the last set that get to use the royal reader and student's companion, so I know about them thing. Them youngsters, they know what we're talking about. Right now we're talking French for them. They know about that, right? Yes, indeed, folks. The back to school supply drive that is on Izzy. What's up? And the drop-off point is at Compass Shipping, 730 Chester Street, Brooklyn, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can, if you want to donate, you can donate via Zelle. Yeah, you could call to schedule the pickup. Right? You could call, so they could come and they could pick up either supplies, like you have notebooks, pens, etc. you want to donate towards that back to school drive, or if you want to Zelle funds to them, you can send the Zelle funds on nnpnewyork@gmail.com. That's their Zelle is nnpnewyork@gmail.com. Right? Or you can call Aisha at 917-520-3164, Saul at 315-406370, or Kathy at 347-262-6818, or Izzy at let me don't say where Izzy is at, man. Watch you get one lash a bottle and I too careful, you know, not because our locks and thing mean all them thing does bounce off, you know. Yeah, so remember that's the back to school drive, and it is happening right now. So you can either call them, or you can Zelle, or you can schedule a pickup and so on, because they're getting ready to help supply some school books and, you know, stuff for students going back to school. Remember, folks, tomorrow it's happening at the new National Party headquarters. It's the After Work Lime Carnival edition. So that's taking place tomorrow, starting from 4 p.m. at the new National Party headquarters out there in Tempe. I see one or two artists messaged me today to say they're going to be there. So there will be several artists passing through. It's going to be a nice one. Drinks and food are on sale. Yeah, food and drinks on sale. And they're going to be having different games. And so go and see if you could beat the political leader of the new National Party in Domino's. I'm telling you, it's a rough one. I haven't played against her for a number of years. Yeah, ducking right through. But she bad. Yeah? So go on out and take the opportunity to see if you can defeat the Honorable Emlyn Pear in a game of dominoes. And watch, if you think she bad, try and beat Dr. Mitchell in a dominoes. You go learn. Others it, you go learn. All right? So that's happening tomorrow. All fun, and a lot of good vibes. It's going to be at the new National Party headquarters starting from 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's out there in Tempe, the after-work lime, the Carnival edition. All right? And remember, K&R Bookstore continues with their back-to-school special. Buy one, get one free on all school supplies. That includes pens, pencils, rubbers, highlighters, markers, notebooks, backpacks, etc. They're located on H.A. Blaze Street. And their phone number, 231-3500, 231-3500. And they are located in the Bailey's building. Yeah, so when you're coming down H.A. Blaze Street, the first set of place you meet on your right-hand side. Yeah, the first other place you meet, you ain't going to buy Mr. Ross and them. You ain't going to buy the man with the sharpened tools and things. Before they, right on your right-hand side, you're going to see the new building there. You're going inside there by K&R Bookstore. Tell them Sheldon sent you. Nice, beautiful. And then remember our good friend here, Kelani, and her father's bank account number. That is 1070635547. That's Kelly George at Corp Bank. Or her mommy, Melania. Why do I say Melania? Yeah, Trump thing, you know. Melian. Why I keep messing up Melian name? So accustomed to saying Melian Francois. And at Nexa Credit Union, 221-553-100. So if you've got the opportunity, you're coming into the country during this period, and you want to assist, and there's another issue, I have to talk to one or two of you, to assist in relation to this one. And folks, let me just get this one on for you. I have to bring the thing back. I can't let the ad start from the air.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter park includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at Chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Yes, indeed, folks, take the opportunity and get your hookup with We Noise TV. Support them because they support us. We Noise, for over past 10 years now, broadcast our program for us. Anything that we have, they broadcast it for us. Support the people who does support you. Yeah, I'm saying it plain. Because you know it have a lot of them trying to shut down. Yeah, they're trying to shut down any means and mechanism they realize that the new National Party has and information that's come out through that means. They're trying to shut them down. They're trying to damage them. They're trying to destroy their business, all sorts of things. You hear them speaking about attacking We FM. You hear them attacking Real FM. You hear them attacking all the different entities and so on, trying to destroy them. So when you can support these entities, when you can place an ad on Andre Donald's network, place it there. Give him and plus, that's the #1 station when you're talking about the north of the island and coming down the east coast, the west coast, is Real FM. Yeah? So support those who supporting you, because there are some people that want to operate as though we are living in 1930s Germany. And if you all know what took place in the 1930s in Germany with the rise of National Socialism, and how the people, they used to go into places and take certain books and say, hey, you can't read that book, and take the books and gather them together and burn them. When they said to people who don't support them that you have to go to jail, and they used to lock up people and they used to do all sorts of things. And we could even look closer to here during a particular period in our own history, when if you said anything against the revolution, you went up to the then Bishop's College. Yeah, you went up the hill. All you had to do was say something negative. Sometimes you didn't even have to say something, but just be accused of saying something against the revolution, and it was up the hill for you. What is it say? Up the hill like an auto boy? Not them. Some other friends of mine. This is it, up the hill like an auto boy? Yeah, it was a case of up the hill like an auto boy for you. So you have these sort of things that have taken place before, even in our own history. So when we see it raising its head right now, we have to defend and speak out against it. We cannot allow those sort of things to raise their head in our country. Certain things, when they come with it, mash it up one time. Don't leave it there. Don't let it fester. Mash it up one time. We all see what they're trying to do with the bills that they're trying to pass. We see very well. We know, we fully understand what they are attempting to do. And it is not that they're trying to protect and all sorts of things. There are particular agendas that individuals within the organization have, and they are pushing those agendas come what may. Because I guarantee you, just now, it have a case coming to Grenada, you know, don't worry. It have a case coming to Grenada very, very soon.
Oh mama hoy, oh mama hoy. When you see
Pastor, I'm fine hearing you. Not Pastor Casimir, my next pastor. Pastor, give me a call when you get a chance, huh?
me with me son, me hammer in the burning sun. I'm only
Yeah, my headphones have decided to give me some trouble tonight. I don't know why it has chosen tonight to give me the, maybe find you're going off and things so you could get some trouble tonight. No. Headphone, you have to behave yourself. Nice, right? That sounds much better. Yes, indeed. And folks, you can call at any point in time. As I said, it is going to be our final program for the week, and we do apologize for that, but it's beyond our control. Logistically, we must close off tonight, and then we'll come back on. Definitely, we'll be back on the Wednesday after Carnival, but there is a possibility during the week next week, God's willing, fingers crossed, during the week next week, we may be able to come on to do a test. Yeah, so we're hopeful that that would be able to happen. All right, nice, beautiful. Just a reminder again, the phone lines are open. Well, I'm just getting a piece of news there. And so the bit of news that I just got there was that the promoters, those people that have activities taking place on Friday, they have been told that they will not be allowed to play any amplified music before midnight. So all who got permission to have different activities on Friday are now being told, hey, you cannot play any amplified music before midnight. So if you had something that was scheduled for during the day, because Friday is a holiday, a public holiday, and you had something scheduled for that day, they're telling you, the same as they did for Independence the last time, the same as they did for the 25th of the 19th of October, yeah, where they're telling you, oh, you have to go to church. Imagine a man stand up and tell you, you can't play no music and then go to church. You're not supposed to be having no fete and no kind of thing, go to church. Who you worship is not necessarily you somebody else worship. So if you want to worship an individual and a period of time, that doesn't mean that the 100,000 plus people on the island, everybody else had to worship the same person as you. You're out of order and fast. And if you are having, you've already changed the public holiday, which has been there for God knows how long, from the Monday for the Rainbow City, where the Rainbow City had Rainbow City Sunday and Monday and so on. You've changed that. There's a whole discussion around that one. Let's see how it plays out this year. You've created a new holiday, or you've shifted the day now to whichever day the 1st of August falls on. All well and good. But again, should the state be deciding for people how they celebrate the day? The only place you hear them kind of thing happening is North Korea, where they don't just not go tell us how to cut we here. They'll go say, listen, all you could only cut all your hair in this 10 haircut. They'll go say, all you could only wear this color clothes. I don't understand what's really going on. Because this continues, and you know what they did? They did not send out any notice to anybody. What they're doing now is they're phoning the different promoters now who had their activities. And me, I tell you straight, if I was a promoter, the moment they put a holiday, I don't put in nothing there because I know that is what they do. So the people who go and they're supposed to be having their activities on Friday, well, I don't know, maybe we in North Korea, the people who are supposed to be having their activities on Friday, they are now being told, no, you cannot. Yeah, you cannot. There is no amplified music before midnight on Friday. So that is the direction they're going again. Yeah? So you understand? They mean go in the emancipation thing. That's what I mean, you know. You have no choice. You want to do something, you have to go in their thing. They're trying to basically corral everybody into specific activities. So it's like you don't have freedom of will again in Grenada. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you do, bro?
Very good.
All right, go right ahead. You're live.
You know you have predicted this already.
Well, I
the same situation with independence, I come back with the same situation again.
I tell all you it was coming. I tell all you it was coming.
But you had predicted this already. It's ridiculous. It's infringing on the rights of people, personal behaviors, and what they stand for. You can't come and mandate certain things with people as a population because we are Christian. And they got Baptists, they got Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness, all people. It's ridiculous. I don't know how Grenadians can sit down and take this here, knowing the past history, as you said. And you talk about go up to Bishop's College. It's not go up to Bishop's College. It's go up to Codes College. Go up to Codes College. Anyhow, listen,
it's who was signing the order back in those days wasn't called, eh?
Well, I understand. I ain't going into that part of history. What I call you about tonight is the situation at River Road. You don't think that knowing the stadium is right there and River Road, I think, even I don't know if you're driving over the Humber Bridge, but they had a whole dry season. And now the River Road is on a big construction that you could only pass on one side. in a carnival period that coming up, that people looking to go up to Progress Park to think that God take that road, unless they come down over Tempe or whatever. But I mean, come on, man.
No, let me
Run
ask
the
you a
country.
question. When you was young, you used to play a lot of cops and robbers and wild Indian. Because you real jumped the gun, because I was coming with that one, I will be discussing that tonight as well.
I am not gun jumper. I don't like guns. You see, the other day I called you, I tell you about the guns at the Carnival, and the man come on stage talking, singing the calypso and thing. I don't think it's appropriate. But anyhow, that is only my opinion. There are a lot of people I may call in and they say, well, he don't live in Grenada, he can talk what he feel like. But from my perspective, sometimes when you're looking on a situation from an outsider point of view, you can see certain things when you in the dance that you think, the people say, you live in a house with a woman, but the outside people and your neighbors know your business more than you. You understand what I'm talking about? But that's what I'm talking about. But really and truly, man, I don't. It is infringing on people's rights. It is. You cannot mandate so that to say that you can't do this and you can't do that.
It's not the second. It's not the third. It's not the first, the second, or the third. They're basically telling us what we can do, when we can do it. I found it to be absolutely disrespectful for a parliamentarian to say to me that come the 19th of October, I have to go to church. What if I was a Gariite that was locked up in prison? That would be a day of celebration for me, If I was a Gariite that was locked up in prison, or one of the thousands of people that spent time in prison during that period, on that day would not be a day that I go in and think, if I go into church, I'm going to church and sing praises to the Lord because I'm glad of what happened on that particular day. Yeah. So there are different people who have different perceptions of different events in our history, and all of them need to be taken into consideration. We have a constitutional right to believe in what we want to believe in and to express those beliefs, as long as we do not infringe on the rights of others. What they are doing right now is infringing on our... No, but what they are doing is unconstitutional because they are infringing on our rights. Your rights are not supposed to infringe on the rights of others. And because the Prime Minister himself has a belief that a certain individual was a hero and a god on earth, he wants to do things in a particular way. Anything that's happening there is because he has a particular belief and he wants to foist his beliefs onto the people of Grenada, and you cannot do that. Dr. Mitchell never tried to do that. Never. Nobody could ever accuse Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell of trying to force his beliefs on people. He was very open. He would say what he believes. That's one thing with him. He's not going to hide it. He's going to say, this is what I believe.
Nothing is wrong with being blatant to say exactly what you got to say. But I don't want to sidetrack you, but I want to ask you a question, though.
Go ahead.
What is going on with the bus that's supposed to come back from Cuba?
With the bus?
Yeah, not the bus as in transportation. The bus of Morris Bishop. Was supposed to be made. I have not heard
another word of that. You're going to most likely will hear about that around the 19th. It might even be in Grenada already, and they may just be holding on to it until the 19th to make a fanfare of it as usual.
Oh, so when they're going to make the big one for the bridges, that's supposed to be on island, that they're still fixing River Road and the Humbug Bridge still, and the thing.
Yes.
There's a lot of, this government is a lot of promises. Promises and not delivering nothing. They don't deliver nothing. It's promises and a whole heap of lies to the population of Grenada. Seriously, Sheldon, it's becoming sickening. It's sickening to me now.
Yes, there was a magician called David Copperfield, and I think he has made the bridges.
I know. I like magic shows. Yeah, I know David Copperfield.
I think he's made the bridges disappear. People can't see it. People don't know what bridges the Prime Minister is talking about.
Well, they're illusionists.
Yeah.
A whole heap of illusionists. Anyway, I want to also go on to Nimrod Oliver. Tell him, don't worry. that seat is for us. That seat is for us because the person that representing that seat is not even in parliament, and he does not have any qualifications.
He's in parliament. He's not in cabinet.
Well, okay. Well, what was the difference?
Well,
Explain
no,
to me
cabinet,
the difference.
Cabinet is the cabinet of ministers. That's the people who have been sworn in as ministers in charge of ministries, who would make the policy that directly affects the work that takes place in different ministries. So you have a cabinet. The chairman of the cabinet is the prime minister of the country at that point in time. So you have the cabinet secretary and the cabinet of ministers. The parliament is inclusive of everybody that win the seat, even people who are not part of cabinet.
That was
ministers.
elected.
Right.
But I thought that he was doing some studies, so that he gave.
That minister study.
He's studying. Well, according to the university, his grades ain't looking too great.
I'm leaving him
The
up
grades
to
ain't
Jenny.
looking too great.
I could have say a lot of things tonight on him. I'm leaving him up to Jenny. Jenny on tomorrow. I'm leaving him to Jenny. He threatened this morning that he lawyers and them organizing to take her to court, you know. So people
where and when. You see, I was looking at the board report, and I think that I heard on the board report that the captain that situation with Jenny in the interview. You understand? And they're trying to say that she is not a journalist and all that. I listened to that more than once, and I hear somebody in the back saying, "You better call security." If you check it back, you better call security. You check it back, Sheldon. Hey, you better call security. Call security for what? Somebody that asks a blatant question. Yeah, and talk about democracy. They know the meaning of democracy. Do they know the meaning of democracy? It's the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of everything.
My friend, knowing and caring are two different things.
Well,
I could know about something but not care about it.
Well, a lot of pretensive behaviors. That's what they're going on with.
Okay,
and it's reality. Anyhow, yes, thanks for your time, and I see that you're taking a little break and set up your studio good. That everything run nice and smooth.
You know,
and we can be good. And we can be good. Enjoy your carnival season. I know that you ain't going anywhere because Nimrod say coming for you, and you decide that you ain't going nowhere. You stay home and pray. Well, pray for me. Pray for me. Have a good night, Sheldon.
I'll get in our rosary tomorrow. All right, my brother. Thank you.
Blessings. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's my good friend there, Midge. Nice. And folks, so that is the situation that once again I got that message just as after I started the program. I started getting messages, and I got that message there that is the present situation, that the folks the promoters, they've been told, hey, you can't have no music and thing on Friday. So right now is that we father. You can't have nothing on Friday. And so, and not to say that there is something that's happening like during the COVID period, where there's a disease that's killing people left, right, and center, and you're trying to protect lives. This isn't trying to protect lives. This is trying to just embolden the government, make them feel, okay, we get a lot of people in something, and we shut down everything else. The only thing take place in the country is that, and everybody come on, man. That's absolute nonsense. As much nonsense as this, and let me show you something here. As much nonsense as this. Folks, what you're looking at there is a sign that has been put up in Cloget. Yeah? In Cloget. Now they're telling people you're passing there at your own risk. The people passing there falling down with the mud and so on. There are people trying to cross from one side to the other now. Falling down. And now you see a sign going up. You see a sign going up. No, hold on. Let me call out. I'll take you just now. Just give me, caller. Give me 1 minute and you'll call back. Oh boy. I've got to take the calls. Yeah. Hello, good night. Caller, hold one moment for me, please. Okay. So you have this situation now in Cloget where they're telling people persons passing here would do so at your own risk. Now tell me, what sense does that make? Because anything that happens to anybody passing there, the government of Grenada is fully to blame. So putting up a sign saying danger, persons passing here would do so at your own risk is absolute dotishness, nonsense. What the government should be focusing on, instead of paying money to a printer to go and print stupid signs, is to tell the people and them, listen, we are trying to get an alternative route. We are trying to open another road. We are providing an alternative to that area for you to be able to move from point A to point B. Not with this stupid thing that can't stand up in any court of law. Simply putting a sign saying danger, persons passing here would do so at your own risk. That does not indemnify the government from the responsibility for the safety of the people of Cloget in passing through that area. Is dotishness. Caller, proceed.
Okay. I think the Constitution of Grenada clearly states that everybody have the right to do what they want and not breaking the law at all times, right? It mightn't say it that way, but I think it means that. But if I have to give people advice, all those who have to have the sessions or whatever, I would tell them, don't bother with what the Prime Minister and them say, play your music. Everybody around the country play the music, because he cannot win you in court. He take you to court, he can't win you. And had I had something, he had to arrest me because I was going to play my music as loud, as hard as I could. He can't stop me. He's not my boss. He's not God. Right? And I don't like them kind of stupidness. This thing hurt me, make me grinding.
What they're doing this time, my brother, is that they have done it in a way this time. You know, the last time they sent out notices to the promoters and them, and they realized they get kicked back in relation to it, fight back. So what they did this time, they didn't send out no note. They're calling those promoters who have anything going on Friday and telling them no music is to be played before midnight. So promoters can come and say, well, I have a letter from the government saying that. But they know that they have been warned, don't play any music before midnight. So basically until Saturday.
Don't play any music before midnight. Okay. But I still challenging them, asking them why. Why can't I play music? What is that? What happened? I want to know why. Because according to the Constitution, I have my rights. There's nothing illegal going on. Nobody attacking nobody. There's no bad sickness. You can't stop me. I'm playing my music. And then arrest me. Let's go to court.
Forward. Let me say it straight.
Yes, arrest me. Let's go to court.
Affected by these things, those of you that were affected by the independence and lost money, those of you that were affected by the October 19th and lost money, those of you being affected by this and losing money, all you're too coward.
Exactly.
So all you want to stay there and take it back. No, if it's me and I had to do something, I want to see how me and them go make it on the day. All right.
I was going to do it. And I'm advising them to play the music. Let it take you to court. Arrest you and then go to court. And then you call out the Constitution. Let me see how you can win me. Right? You can't stop me. And the people must understand that all promoters don't study them. Play all the music. Play all the music. Have all the fun. Deacon Mitchell is not the boss of Grenada. He's not God. He's the Prime Minister and he had to obey the Constitution of the country. Simple as that. Just as me, he had to obey. And if he break it, let's go to court. Let me see all the big lawyers. Let me see he win me.
It is infringing on my constitutional right to express my beliefs. If you tell me on October 19th I have to go to church, you are infringing on my constitutional right that is ingrained in the first section of the Constitution that gives me the right to hold beliefs and to express those beliefs. Yeah?
Exactly.
My belief don't have to be your belief.
No.
So you cannot tell me how to express my beliefs. Once how I express my beliefs do not infringe on the rights of others. But you started by infringing on my rights, so you start the thing.
Exactly. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, The people have to stand up, because if he gets through with it this time, he will try to do more stringent things. He will try to do more things. We need to stop this man in his tracks. Stop him. Let him know that he is not the one. He had to, let me see. Change the constitution first. That's what he had to do. And let me see how good he is at that. I know he like to change things. Okay? We have to do something about this man. We have to. We cannot put the lady and Mitchell just continue doing this. Little boy can just come and doing anything he wants in this country. You have to understand that. People put you there. You have to have respect for us. We have for you. You have for us too.
All it say the man is a little boy. The man same age as me, you know.
Not as me. I will learn. I will learn. Eh?
You don't just give the impression the same age as me.
One sleep on top of that shit.
I'll go to bed. Yeah. I will learn him. Come on, man.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway.
Thank you so very much, my brother. You have a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
1473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And folks, let me just show you all something there. Somebody sent up that picture there for me. Yeah. Of this place. Apparently, this is the female quarters of the Grove police station. Yeah, the police, the female quarters. They are night. They have skylight. Yeah, they have skylight and thing in the female quarters of the Grove. Yeah, they say since burial, the place like that. It had a little leak before. Work was due to start on the leak, and then burial passed, and they had to end up relocating the females. There's the female quarters of the Grove. Yeah, look, a little hole and thing in the back. They had air conditioning. There is air conditioning apparently, you know. Maybe there is air condition. But the female quarters of the Grove police station, that is the state it is in right now. Yeah, and let me tell you now, having this, if it is still powered, having this that close to that is a serious hazard. Yeah, and then they're saying now that the water that is falling through here is seeping through the flooring. It is seeping through the flooring, and it's going downstairs to the charge room of the Grove police station. So this is the present situation at the Grove police station. Yeah, that's the situation. Sorry, let me just go back there. That's the situation at the Grove police station. Yeah, they have skylight. Yeah, they have skylight and thing at the Grove police station. Thing nice. Hey, I can't understand. Thing right. My goodness. And see, the no police officers can't talk out. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How you doing?
Finer than fine and gooder than good.
Well,
how are you?
I hear you since I'm not too bad. No, right now, I don't know how I am. Because I hear you saying something there. Let me see if Grenadians going to sit down and allow this old man, young man, this old man, because the way how he getting on as if he damn old, right? To be passing laws and making us try to follow what? Is he following anything? Sheldon, you cannot tell me that if I want to play music in my place, I cannot play it on Friday. I have to wait till after 12.
I know for the playing the music in your place, I think if it's amplified music, the police could come and take it and shut it down. And so if it is amplified music, some people have a little amplified system. They play music.
I do have in my place.
Themselves, Yeah.
I do have in my place,
but
right?
Come and take it.
No, but what's about the people that do the promoting? What's about those who put out so much for the activity? What's going to happen?
They don't care about them.
Who want to refund them back? But who want to refund them back?
But my friend, your song like if they care. These people don't care about nobody but themselves. They don't care. They don't care. They just want to be able to run and say during an election, we have an emancipation and it was the largest emancipation. That's all.
But then they change it for themselves because it always used to be the first Monday in August and they put it to how they want.
Yeah.
So this thing not making no sense. Independence, the same thing. Listen, I want to see if Grenadians going to sit down and allow this old man to control their life for them, because that's what I'm seeing right now. And the thing about it, he trying that shit now to see if you're gonna fall. So right now, anything he throw at us, we have to listen to him. Bullshit, not me. Sorry for my language, but right now I'm so pissed off.
You know, we are
Believe
children
me.
listening. We are careful. Yeah, children
Yes, I know. Yeah. Yes, I know. All right then.
All right, then. Thank you so very
All
much.
right, bye bye.
All right.
You have a good one.
All
All right,
right.
bye bye.
Yeah, folks. So I know them promoters and them, they too coward. That's what happened to them promoters. They too coward. They too coward. They go sit down there. They sit down there and take it. Yeah. How can we just say it? Take it. Sit down there and take. That's what going on. I tell you. Yeah. We have a caller online. Hello, 1 minute caller. Hello, good night. Go right ahead, caller. You're live.
Good night, good night. You know, I always have my questions.
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
How many, is there an annex to Richmond Hill Prison?
Nah, I don't think they put on anything on it since Jonestown was built, you know. I don't think anything additional was put on there.
How many prisoners they can hold in Richmond Hill?
I don't know, you know.
I don't think they could hold 100.
I don't know what's the carrying capacity.
I don't think they could hold 45,000, you know. Not even 45,000. I think all the promoters, everybody should get their trucks and start right on the carnage, start right in front there. And everybody hit their music, top of the volume. If they could bust the speakers, then bust it too. Because this is ridiculous. I hear the Americans say the only thing Grenadian afraid is rain. And why we have to be bottling down and shutting my mouth about it. When they say no jab, when the guys them come out and play the jab, what they do them? Nothing. Nobody.
Well, the
we can sit down
want
and
to
take
it. They want to sit down there and take it, so sit down there and take it.
We can sit down and take it just like sheep.
Then
Then
they want to lie down. They want to walk and take it. Walk and take it. Lie down and take it. Sit down and take it. They take it.
They might make enough money already, so they don't want to walk.
No, but who they want to go and fight for them? Me? So they want to take the last day for them? Joke.
They have enough money already.
If I go in the event, I'm paying to go in like anybody else. Me, they want to go and take the blows for them. Take all the blows
we
for
got we got to remember the old people say you give them an inch, they take a foot. You give them a foot, they want a yard. So you give them bit by bit and they come on and they do it just like what Maurice Bishop did. He'll come on to do their thing again to us in Grenada. Man, have a safe, well, I don't believe in the Carnival thing, you know, but I hope the people have a safe and peaceful one. And what they've been doing in the past with the guns and the knives and them, they leave it, sit down home and behave themselves and have a peaceful and a restful season and enjoy the peace that God gave us. Make each other happy. We say we are one people. Let's unite as brothers and sisters. You might try to hit somebody else and you miss the person you try to hit and you hit your cousin, your auntie, child, or what have you. So let's behave ourselves.
Yes,
I hope they could hear that.
All right, my brother.
So have a great one, a safe weekend.
Same to you, my bro. All right.
All right, one love. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed, folks, and take that message to heart. Yeah, lead it, guns and them at home. Even if you have a legal firearm, you're one of the people that have a legal firearm. Go to the nearest police station. Turn it in for the season. Don't go and you're in crowd and you have firearm and you're not. Stop that stupidness. You ain't going for no fight. You ain't going for war. People going to enjoy themselves. Go and leave it in the police station. Yeah, nice. You go in here, you go in there and think anyone. No. Stop that. Yeah, stop that. Yes, indeed. And now we come into the Africa Summit in a while. We will mention part of that in a little while. But I wanted to mention something here. It's 9 o'clock now, and I don't want to run out of time, so I want to mention something here. Beige mentioned it a while ago. Now, you have work that's taking place around the area of the National Stadium. So you have some work that the Ministry of Works, apparently infrastructure, found that this was the best time to go and do that work on the drains, I believe it is, around the National Stadium. Let me see if I can find the stuff with it. It was part of the news broadcast a little while ago. So let me see if I can find that quickly. Yeah, so that's the time they find to go and do this work in that location. Sensible, isn't it? Yeah, very, very sensible. This is the time, the best time for them, and I think this is supposed to be it. Yeah, we play that.
The no entry sign near the Humpback Bridge. Christina John has another report.
Ongoing roadwork in the area has led to partial closures as a section of the roadway had to be excavated to address a blockage in the underground culverts. The blockage was preventing the proper flow of water and reportedly caused a foul odor in the area, much to the discomfort of nearby residents. On Tuesday, a GBN news crew visited the site and spoke with contractor Mr. Leon Aki, who explained the nature of the project and the work being done.
Basically, we're doing the drain from in the road to go over the next side. The reason for that is because we had a blockage in the drain from a stone objects and then going down in the drain. So you had a blockage in the drain. So the water was overflowing into the road and it caused that stench and thing. So the government decided to do this prefabric culvert, which is on the side here now, which we're doing, and put it down in the drain when we prepare it. So far the project is let's say about 85 to 90% thing. So we're saying about 80% because of a certain little setback and thing with the traffic and thing like that. But otherwise, we're on point.
Aki also outlined how the construction team plans to manage the work schedule in order to accommodate traffic flow, especially as the peak of the Carnival season approaches.
Well, they estimate time to complete the project. We're looking at a month or so to a month and a week. What was there before? That was there a lot of years ago, which is the small culvert. They say about practically 16 inches wide. So it was a small culvert at the time. So we took out the small culvert and we have something like 5 feet or 5 feet wide. Right? So we have a wider flow of water and longer time to even block up or anything, and easier access to even clean, right? Because it's even taller too.
While this project has created some inconvenience for residents and businesses in River Road, Aki said the people understand that it is for their well-being in the long term. However, some residents are not pleased, indicating that there was no consultation with the community about what would be happening. Their businesses had to be shut down as food preparation cannot take place due to the dust.
We do one side first because of the traffic. We cannot block the whole complete thing because remember heavy vehicles and equipment at the pass to go to Grenada, gravel and concrete, even the gas truck. Sometimes they stick out the pass, sometimes they pass you down. So we're trying to see if we could complete this side and see if we could open it by just before the Carnival season. So we take 2 weeks for purify and everything before the heavy vehicle could pass on it, and if we will open this side, and then after the Carnival we will look to start the next side. The heavy boulders is for the base of the project, which when you dig it, you know you get we dig to get solid, but you know it's a drain, water going to flow through it, so obviously you're going to kind of moist. So we use the boulders and them and we ram it. We use the excavator to ram it down, and then we also throw some smaller boulders through it, and then we use a rammer, which is a heavy-duty compactor, compressor to roll on top of it. Right? We do that, and then we throw back layer on top of it. We roll it again until we get to the level we want, and then we.
Is it me or those vehicles driving in an area that say no entry? Benio?
We do a blinding, which is a blinding of 2 inches of concrete blinding on it before we put on the prefabric.
Motorists are reminded to plan ahead, follow posted signs, and drive with caution through the area as work continues. GBN will keep you updated as the
Okay, folks, so that is what is taking place there now. My comments on it are simply this. You're doing that project now. Carnival season has started. You're blocking off and you're doing this project now. The main shows for Carnival are taking place next week. Not 3 and 4 weeks away, you know. The main shows for Carnival taking place. You have, I believe, Pre-Day should be at the stadium. You have the Soca Groovy Monarch is taking place there, Calypso Monarch. I don't know if Queen Show is moved back to the stadium. I haven't been following, so I don't know if Queen Show is moved back to the stadium or what. But you have the main shows for Carnival taking place there. It means that that time is one, next to cricket, that's one of the busiest times for that piece of road there. These months of July and August, and in particular, the last 2 weeks of July and the first 2 weeks of August are the busiest time for that area. Christmas doesn't even be as busy. Carnival is the most busy time for that area. This is the time that the Ministry of Infrastructure, headed by the Prime Minister, have the big brains to decide that they're going to do that work there, and don't give us that the problem just occurred. That problem that you're addressing has been there for some time. And that problem would have been addressed had the work that they said they would do had been done. Remember, the Prime Minister acknowledged that there was work to do in that area in relation to the humpback bridge is supposed to be removed, and the bridge that he said is on island is supposed to be placed there. And they said they would do the work in that area during the dry season. We're into the rainy season now, and the rainy season, the drain was like that during the dry season too. It didn't just happen last week or last month or something like that. This was happening a good while now. You had the responsibility to fix it. You ought to have fixed it. The resurfacing of that entire road has not taken place, which is another component of that project. You have not done it, but you decide now, when all the people have come back into the island, when all the visitors from the other countries have come to Grenada and decide that they're going to utilize that area, when the people from St. Andrew coming down for show and the people from St. George and everybody coming down for shows and so, and they're passing in that area, that is the point in time that your brilliant brain had to go and dig up the road in that area. Stupidness. Brilliant. Yeah, give them a doctorate just for that kind of common sense. You had dry season. You could have done it then. The rains had to come now. So you're going to fix a drain, in other words, a water course. You're going to fix a water course during the rainy season. Oh, you're brilliant, boy. I ain't lying, boy. Watch. Oh, they're super smart. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night, caller.
Sheldon, good night.
Hi, good night, good night.
Yeah, Sheldon, you could remember all in
we hear you in the background, so move away a bit from the noise, please. Yeah, caller, move away from the noise, please. Yeah, and
you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead now, yeah.
Right. You could remember Honorable Andy Williams said sometimes they had some kind of activities somewhere, and he said they go do what they want because Grenada is to forget.
Yeah, do certain things. Do certain things early and
yes,
people forget that. Yeah.
If you do it early of the game, by the time election time come, they forget that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason why they do all these stupid elements. Because Grenada is an 8 days country. Something happened, and in 8 days time, everybody forget and they go wrong their business. So they know what they're doing.
Boss,
they know what they're doing.
According
that
to
sign they put up in closure.
You remember?
Yeah, they just abusing the situation and the power, and they're doing what they want to the power because you know, the young honorable kid, Deacon Mitchell, they go forget. They don't like to forget. So let them take abuse. Let them promoters and them stay there and take the. But that don't apply to me because I don't want to wait. I don't have to go and change. I have young people and them. So the young people and them, they go deal with. They try to abuse them when they have to go to the activities. So you're telling me now, a promoter do some organize something. I went to 12 o'clock and they put on the close to me because I can't go for 10. So let them do the thing, man. Okay, Sheldon.
Yes, indeed. All right, my brother. Yeah, no, I'm trying to understand that one, because I find it's absolute nonsense. Now, you have Kiddies Carnival. Folks, I saw a schedule from Helen Marie somewhere there for those. But anyway, I know you all know when to go and pick up your costume and so for Helen Marie and so. So Kiddies Carnival is when? Kiddies Carnival is Saturday. Saturday is Kiddies Carnival. Where is it taking place? Yeah, where's Kiddies Carnival going to be taking place? Ask yourself that question and understand the stupidity in what is being done there. Caller, proceed.
Hey, Sheldon, good night.
Hi, good night.
Yeah, Sheldon, to me, I don't understand how the government thinking here. Right?
You see,
that's a new hospital.
That's the first mistake. You can't accuse somebody of thinking who is not thinking. You're accusing the people wrong. So you're stressing yourself out and raising your blood pressure unnecessarily. Because you believe that these people are sense when I know they don't.
Yeah, I believe that they don't have sense. Yes, you have a hospital. A hospital that is properly structured. That better than a lot of hospitals showed other countries, showed the Caribbean. And the government want to know to build a new hospital. So the question is, building a new hospital, when you have one and you don't put the proper among the facilities, you put medication in the hospital, doctors are needed, nurses are needed, medication are needed at the general hospital, right? And you don't doing that. So going up build a new hospital for $250 million with the same situation, no medication.
Well,
you do staffing with the nurses and that.
It is much more than $250 million US to build that hospital. That is is the component that they claim they will be receiving from the Afri-Exim Bank. And the question now, because even they had one of their MPs on radio and television this morning, and that MP was not aware of whether it's a loan or a grant. There are no details in relation to this. We do not know the conditions of the loan. We do not know anything in relation to the loan except that it's announced that we are going with Grenada on this one.
Yeah. Sheldon, if it's a loan, $250 million, it could be more. Right? You have a hospital there. You don't put in nothing in it. You have to pay that $250 million, right? But when you go and that ticket loan, how will it will be worse because you don't put in medication in the hospital right now. When you buy that money, how it will make situation better? It become more difficult for because you have to pay for that loan. You have to pay for that loan, Sheldon. What the government need to do? To properly buy medication, put medication in the hospital, more doctors and more nurses, and more nurses, that's what they have to put, that's what they have to do. And once you do that, the healthcare could improve. So building a new hospital is not the problem. The problem that the government need to putting in proper places for the hospital to run properly. Medication, nurses and that needed more there. And I want to say to the government, you fail and you continue to fail the Grenada people with the promises that you made to them and not fulfilling. So they come with that now to distract the people from the real issue. But I call upon the Grenada people, we will continue to focus on the situation of what they're going to encourage you, what the government is doing to the people of Carriacou and Petermatic. They talk about new hospital. We won't focus on that. We will talk about it. But the main focus is bread and butter. How they look, what way they treating the people of Carriacou and Petermatic. So when they're working, they can't get paid. If they get paid, they get paid over 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So when they're working, so a whole month pass and they're getting paid against Sheldon. But making sure when the ministers and work as mountain rich, they get the $14 million, the $14,000, and the $10,000 they will get for the constituency. This government, a heartless government, a government that don't care about the people of Carriacou and Petermatic. They only care about themselves. But time come in. The greater people, you all know what to do. Sheldon, have a minute.
All right, thank you so very much. And folks, yes, the phone lines are open, 1473-440-7377. Those are the numbers. And as the caller raised that issue of the Afri-Exim Bank, one, I've seen the back and forth, and I'll give the different aspects of it here, in relation to the bank and its rating having been reduced. Now, for a bank to be able to conduct business at a specific level, there has to be certain things in place. Number one, you must have access to money. That's important. Afri-Exim Bank, they have access to money. Let's just make that clear. They have access to money. But their ranking, things like it's Fitch and different organizations, they would rank you. So they give you A+, A-, B+, B+, B-, whatever it is. They give you different rankings according to the health of what they consider the health and the future prospects of your bank or your financial institution, even your country, etc. What we have seen in the case of the Afri-Exim Bank is that their ranking, their rating has been dropped down. I think it's to a B. It's been dropped down to a B, citing that some of their loan portfolios, the countries that they have lent monies to, that they are having problems to pay them back. So some of those countries seem to have economic problems. They lent money to them and they're having problem for these countries to pay them back. But at the same token, they are also not making any pathway to make it easier for these countries to pay them back as well. So they're not saying, okay, you're supposed to pay us back $40 million within the next 10 years. We are going to restructure that for you. We're going to give you 20 years and we're going to reduce the interest rate. And so they are not doing that. They give you a package and that is your package and you have to pay. All right? But what we do not know is if the announcement there, because they said counterpart funding, but we do not know if it is necessarily a loan. And if it is a loan, what are the conditions of the loan that's going to be given to Grenada to do that? And understand this, because some people, I see some NDC people calling program and making victory lap. Hey, hold all your breeches. hold on. Because this is not a situation that you're going to just go, and as soon as these people go back, you're going to see 250 million US reach here in Grenada, you know. You ain't seen that money until NNP in office. Because I guarantee you is NNP going in office. So that money from Afri-Exim Bank isn't going to reach into Grenada's coffers until the time that NNP is in office. But that would mean that it's signed for and everything was agreed with this administration. And I think that you, the Grenadian people, need to know the terms and condition of a loan if they're going for that loan. Because remember, I have to pay it back, you have to pay it back, and according to the length of time, our children who may still be in the school system are the ones that are going to have to pay it back. It also would be adding an additional burden on our GDP, our debt ratio. Yeah, it will be adding on to, it will be, because we have a specific rule. Part of our fiscal rule is that we are supposed to maintain a specific GDP. I can't remember the figure off the top of my head. I know that at this stage, we are not doing what we're supposed to do. And remember, they have suspended the fiscal rules, all of that, which is another discussion we have to have, because you can't just suspend by saying you're suspending. There are certain things that must be done. So we could have a longer discussion on that. But you're adding to, you're basically going into the realm where you're breaking your own fiscal rules that have been put there. The reason the NDC government came in and was able to find hundreds of millions of dollars in the coffers was because of the prudent management of the new National Party administration. And you had Ministers of Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, followed by Mr. Gregory Bowen. Because of their strong leadership and prudent fiscal management is why this administration was able to come in and find a set of money that they did nothing to put inside there and fight against every measure that was put in place to put that money there, and then come and spend it out. Lap and cut. They still get money, criff another money during Hurricane Beryl. But you see the roof at the police station in Guave, how it looking still. Yeah. Say it was leaking before. Yeah, it was leaking before. And Beryl come and do that tate until all they had to relocate. And now, something that is, in my view, pretty easy to deal with, but you all are allowing the water now to go into the charge room down. So maybe have people up there, they want to get off the case and get off the charge. So they're letting the water leak into the charge room. Okay, go ahead. How I know? I know. I get a brown envelope under my door. That is how I know. Yeah? Yes, I get a brown envelope with a photo under my door. That is how I know. Always want to know how I know. Yeah? But these are the situations we find ourselves in. These are the situations we find ourselves in. I wonder if I could find a partner of mine. Let me see if I call a partner of mine. Yeah, somebody I want to see if I could reach here. I hope they're listening and they're out gallivanting. Yeah, let me see if I get this person. Yeah, let me see if I find this person and then you're out gallivanting? Or you're listening to the program?
I am doing the people's work.
Okay, I just hope you're not out gallivanting doing the people's work.
No, I'm doing the people's work.
Jay.
Hey.
I just wanted to get you on something here. Now, we're seeing the work that's going on around the stadium at this point in time. Jay, we didn't have a dry season this year.
No, that was postponed. What happened? I'll tell you what.
The dry season was postponed. Okay, all right.
Yeah. That was postponed because what happened is that the extended dry season was because of the extended lack of financial activity within the capital city and around the country. So the dry season was, but Sheldon, what I want to say? I don't know. I'm trying to find an excuse on it because finding excuses is the norm right now.
So let me ask you a question, huh? You are a man around town. You know what does happen in that particular area that they've now made one way. You know what happens there at certain times of the year when there's cricket, like when NNP's in power and you're having those cricket matches and thing series and thing taking place. That area does jam up at particular times. You know as well, the other time, the only time, not even Christmas does be jam up so, but Carnival time, that is an area that always does be busy. Why is it around Carnival time you decide you're going and do that work? The last 2 weeks of July, the first 2 weeks of August is the worst time to do anything
Sheldon.
Around that vicinity. It's nonsense.
But Sheldon, you know I'm disappointed with you.
No, don't disappoint. I didn't expect better from them. But just as every time they come with some noise.
Well, brother, I'm trying to figure out if you expected anything else because I say to myself, well, but Sheldon, let me ask you something. We had school closed for 3 weeks in December. In the back of by Queen's Park area there are 3 schools. You have a preschool, you have the St. George's Methodist School, which is aka Park School, and you have Wesley College. Do you know that even though school was closed for 3 weeks in December, the government waited to start work to dig up that area in the back of the school to get work done, laying pipes and what have you and whatnot they say. But that work started in mid-January, and children had to be walking to school with their foot in plastic bag, and some of them their shoes in their hand, walking through the mud, and when they reach in the school they wash their foot and put on their socks and their shoes. And I saw with my own eyes a parent picking up her toddler who was going to the daycare center, the preschool in the back there, and was literally walking through the mud. I saw that with my own eyes. I had to stop outside of by the Humpback Bridge on more than one occasion and load people in my vehicle to drive them in and drop them off knowing that every single day I have to clean my vehicle. I have seen that.
So you're saying it's a habit?
So it's a habit. It's a habit, my brother. I could tell you more, you know.
No, tell me, I'm listening. It's a habit because I can't, there is no sense and no scheduling with any common sense. But then you don't expect people who you know don't have sense to do things with sense, unless it's accidentally so. So I expect that sort of thing. But it has to be exposed to what it is. It is a level of incompetence. This is the busiest time for the ring road around the stadium and the river road. I remember coming out of Calypso finals, Panorama, all kind of thing, and traffic jam. You can't move.
Let me give you a better one.
You have to pass up the hill and go over, what do they call it, where the housing scheme is there. You have to go up the hill and all kind of thing.
Mount Rush. Let me give you a better one. As Chogda say, I in tongue real long. Me no come in tongue. A lot of people feel, me no come in tongue. And even though I dwell outside of tongue now, I am always in tongue. So as Chogda say, I in tongue long.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you a bit. When carnival time comes around, when the carnage is blocked off because of revelers and what have you not, the two main roads on the upper part overlooking the city becomes the two most active. Lucas Street and Woolwich Road.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with those two?
Yes. You have to pass up there to get to wherever you're going.
Of course. Now listen to this. Woolwich Road has always been a dicey area because the road was always breaking. And I wouldn't sit here and say that the road started to break with this current administration. That will not be true. So I wouldn't lie to you.
That's where the Olympic Committee used to be there. That piece
Right.
there slipping down here, right where the Olympic Committee used to be.
Right, Papa. So we did. We are on the same page. We are on the same territory.
I'm tongue long too, innit? You can't test me there.
No. Apparently, Claudette not in tongue long enough. Anyhow. No. During the heavy rains about a year or so ago, that portion of road moved so significantly that it was broken, literally off, and parts of that road ended up down in the back of a lady's house. Her pipes and whatnot was broken. The mud was against her house. So the erosion took place, and the part of the road that was broken ended up against the woman's house down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to the lady. I personally went there and I spoke to the lady. The lady knew me. She knew my grandparents and all of that and what have you. And this is the lady now, and I'm paraphrasing correctly so. Well, the one in the back there on Cooper Hill that says she in government now, she come and look at it. She and the one, how he name the one from Grenada, and they say how they go come back and they go fix it and they go whatnot. Well, mister, let me tell you something. Is them young fellas around that move the mud for me against the thing and fix the pipe, and I don't see none of them up to now. This was the owner of the house speaking, a retired old lady. She's with my grandmother. She and my grandmother are companions. No. You know what a crib is?
Yes, I do have experience of having to get cribs, so I do know what a crib is.
When the residents could take a crib and make up their own barricade, a crib and some other stuff, and run, well, they had caution tape at one point. I don't know where they get the pieces of caution tape from, but they're very resourceful. And they fix it up to alert motorists that, and pedestrians that this is a dangerous area here. And up to now, we have seen no signs of anybody remotely close to addressing that situation. Then you know that people are clueless. Because I tell you something, I even made a point in one of my Facebook posts that I should not be the person speaking about it. I am not the caretaker for any party for town. I am not the candidate for any party for town. I am just somebody who has been in town long and have relatives in town and grew up in town, so I speaking about it. And I called the current parliamentary representative on it, and I told him I should not be the person speaking about this. You're the person they voted into office to advocate on their behalf. So this is your responsibility to speak. And I also blazed the one that want to run for NDC, and I told her, I say, you want to be the candidate, you want to be the parliamentary representative, you ain't think you need to deal with this in a more systematic and serious way? But they're quick to jump up on Facebook and throw words left, right, and center for everybody, like if the government offices is in Mark Zuckerberg living room.
So let me ask you something, brother, because I think people may hear you speaking there and they don't even understand fully what you're speaking about. So if a vehicle is coming, let's say a vehicle is coming up the lane and you're heading to the hospital, Carnival is taking place, you're heading to the hospital and a vehicle is coming up the lane or wherever, the fastest way is not to go straight up and then come down the Lucas Street.
No.
The fastest way is to pass through the Archibald Avenue and then onto Woolwich Road, and then you rejoin Lucas Street at the bottom part and you go down. Even if something happens to someone, unfortunately, so during the carnival season and you have to rush them, they have an asthma attack, whatever it has happened, and you have to rush them off at the Lagoon Road area there, where the majority of the people are Juve morning. You want to rush them.
Yes.
You're going to be using that Woolwich Road because you're going to be going up the lane and you cut across Woolwich Road, Archibald Avenue, Woolwich Road, Hospital. Yeah? That's the way that you have to pass. You can't pass through the crowd on the carnage. You have to get out fast. And
you ain't going to reach today.
And this road is broken. This road is broken. It means the person probably now has to go all the way up and come around, go up the lane and come down Lucas Street, go up to Governor General Roundabout and come down. According to the situation on Woolwich Road at this point in time. And you're into Carnival, you're basically 2 weeks away, well, less than 2 weeks away from the Mass and the Juve and all of that. And
Carnival is 2 weeks away?
Well, not 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away, you know.
No, Carnival. But why I find the place look like if Carnival, you sure Carnival is not month after?
Well, no, I'm just saying what's on the schedule and now is the reality. Which is why I think part of what I said tonight is let's face the reality. And part of facing the reality is, but you think you're looking good. It ain't looking good at all.
What a dark boy. What a real dark, I know what I'm telling you.
I just want more people go and buy some cocoa by Cami. Yeah, just that. So more people must go and buy cocoa by Cami and them kind of thing. But other than that, businessmen telling you the thing ain't looking bright. I'm hearing from people that have bar and different things. And bro, the thing ain't looking bright.
I have a business. I have a business, and I can tell you, business has deteriorated significantly. Everybody sings the same story. There is no money circulating at the bottom. All the money is circulating at the top from a couple of main offices where $30,000 and $40,000 and $50,000 commissions are paid.
Well, you'll be very interesting to hear who is paying for some of the activities that are taking place in our island right now. Regarding the Afri-Exim Bank activities. Now, I'm hearing of situations where venues are being rented for activities in the night. Lovely activities, can't fall the activities, nice and all kind of thing. Grenada put on a show. We Grenadians, we know how to put on a show. You can't beat us there. We bad on that. But you're hearing of situations where guests walking out with bottle of wine and whiskey and all kind of thing and heading home with them kind of. Who is paying? The Grenadian taxpayer paying for that? Or is it the bank paying for that? That's what I kind of want to know too, you know. Because I could imagine what the costs for some of these activities are, considering what I'm seeing. And then you recognize who are some of the service providers on the Grenada end. And there's a whole story with that.
I drove up Grand Mall yesterday because I had some business to conduct. And I saw the setup. Very illustrious setup. Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that there still.
Yeah, we go talk about that afterwards. Let me hear who paying.
Yeah.
If it's not we paying and we people making money off it, we don't have a problem. But if it's we paying, all right.
And now we're hearing talk of a promise of $250 million to help build a hospital. So how come nobody can say, let we take $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, and get some medication for the current hospital that we have, because people going in and can't come out alive. Nobody thinking about that. But we have a prime minister who is the poster child for the Caribbean suddenly now, because he talking nice. I tell all you, I know about word salad, and I just talk for my living. Nobody can talk and tie me up, you know.
Well, I'll tell you this though. The prime minister was asked on a program, would Mount Sinai be able to work along with the Grenada health sector, considering that there is a Cuban medical mission here in Grenada and there are Cuban professionals working here in Grenada? Prime Minister's answer was that he basically, and paraphrasing here, he don't know, ask Mount Sinai. I'm confirming for you that Mount Sinai will be in problems with the U.S. administration if they continue with the contract they've signed with Grenada. I'm confirming for you that that is so. Yeah, I've done my research and I can tell you for sure. I ain't asking, I'm telling you for sure. Mount Sinai will be in problems with the U.S. administration if they continue with the contract that they are in with the government of Grenada regarding the Grenadian healthcare sector. Because even if you, and I'll pull it up on the screen, I'll let folks see while we talk, the list of doctors and dentists, private and public in Grenada. If you check under the allergist, it's a Cuban. We check under anesthesia, so yeah. Let's see who we have there. One Cuban again there. Let's see, cardiologist in Grenada. Cuban. Cardiologist, Cuban technical mission. Yeah, dermatologist. Let's see under dermatologist if it's Cubans as well. Yeah, nah, this is not Cubans here. Ear, nose and throat specialist. Yeah, Cuban. Nearly every area within our healthcare sector, yeah, both in the private and public sector, is heavy in relation to the Cubans. It's Cubans that helping us out. But you recognize that during this conference here, just before it, you start hearing that Nigerian nurses and doctors come in. So I don't know if you're reading the play.
No, listen, I am convinced. I am convinced that this current hospital that is being touted has absolutely nothing to do with Grenada and the average Grenadian. This, in my mind, and I like to break these things down because I like to understand. I'm very cognizant of the audience that I speak to when I speak. I always tell people that God has blessed me with the gift of gab and the knowledge of communication. So I know how to communicate to people when I'm speaking to different people. And I want to break this down here like asham. I want to treat this here now like a bag of asham. This hospital is basically going to be, that facility is basically going to be a tourism medical facility for the affluent. This has nothing to do with me and you. We still have to line up and go and sit down in casualty up on top that hill up there in tongue and wait.
You know, I don't think much Grenadians have caught on to that, you know, brother. I think a lot of people feel that what is being done there is something that instead of going to the hospital that we have now, that would be closed down, and then you're going to be going to this new facility. That's the Prime Minister talking about butt lifts and breast augmentation. How many Grenadians, number one, our Grenadian ladies are well endowed. They don't need that. But outside of that, how much could afford those kind of surgeries?
Me, I think he talking about ladies, you know. Oh, shucks, that come out, Lord. I doesn't know. You see that what I doesn't like to see.
Boy,
Lord have mercy.
Oh, let us say something.
You know, I tell you sometimes the thing that working in my brain doesn't work good all the time. You see, I know I doesn't like to see. Anyway.
But all I'll say is this: you see that taking place. I would have thought that in tandem with that, you would have kind of hyperdrive the national health insurance. Then it would have made that facility affordable and available to the average Grenadian. The granny who is 76 years old, she has no children around, and she needs immediate medical care. That instead of bringing her to the existing hospital, that you bring her to the new one, where she get the state-of-the-art treatment and so on, that costs tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. That granny could go there and get that kind of treatment. You would think that you would ensure that there's a national health insurance in place. Instead, what do? They fire the company that been trying to speak to them and say the company ain't speaking to them. Fire the company, and then they say they're going and do the thing locally, so they get a group of people locally, and then you hear nothing about health insurance again. End of story.
You see, Sheldon, I tell you something, and all jokes aside, this government had at least two golden opportunities to impress the population as it relates to healthcare. And I say two to be fair, but it could possibly be three. One, as you just referred to the national health insurance, that was, in my mind, low-hanging fruits. Because all the work was already done. But they are so consumed within their own ecosystem, revolving and to the beat of their own ecosystem and their own echo chamber, that they don't hear what the people are saying. Their heads are in the clouds, literally.
You want my view on it? They're in a circle patting themselves on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a circle patting themselves on the back.
And let me tell you something. I don't know if you understand that statement you just make there. They're in a circle patting. It's not a selfie. They're in a circle patting each other on the back. You're bigger in that sense. They're in a circle patting each other on the back. Now, moving along, that is one. Two, the second thing is they had an opportunity to work along with the St. George's University to further develop our current general hospital, because that in itself is another low-hanging fruit. Any significant impression that they would have made in the health sector would have shown that they do something. Because healthcare is always a ticklish issue for every single government, every administration. But if you don't see the low-hanging fruits to pick it, I mean, for crying out loud, the current Minister for Health himself even said that they have failed, they have not moved the needle. So if he say that, me agreeing with him. He know why he's saying it. He's sitting right there. He up front and center close to this building so he could see. That is two. Three, they had an opportunity to even work along with another private local hospital. Remember, not too long ago, we had a local medical practitioner, that is the folks up at SAMS, who invested in new equipment and whatnot, because they provide that service, but theirs is private. And all right, they're private, so, but government still has a responsibility to look after and to assist businesses of that nature that provide that kind of service. They had an opportunity to do that as well, to help and to develop. So they had 3 clear opportunities to pick 3 low-hanging fruits within the health system. And guess what? They have done absolutely nothing. If you speak to the owner of that facility up there, he would tell you that he handled all his business, all his duties, all his blah, 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 and whatnot. And he's a private business. So yes, you can say, yes, he should be able to do that. But the government should also be able to find itself in a place to work with him like he has worked with government in the past, because he has worked with government in the past. Not this present administration or the administration that this one came from. But he has worked with in the past. He has worked with the New National Party in the past. Right? So
because remember, part of the program for people with kidney problems, the what they call it again, where you go and you on a 3 times a week dialysis program.
Dialysis.
Yeah,
dialysis.
People were assisted to do dialysis through his facility by the New National Party government.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm telling you. I know he worked with the government. So they had the opportunity to pick 3 low-hanging fruits to make an impression within the health sector, and they have ignored it. But the thing about it is that those 3 low-hanging fruits that I speak of refers directly to the assistance of the average Grenadian.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that this present administration is not the least bit interested in the average part of the population. They are not. Because when your modus operandi and your poster could be a 3D graphic design that is circulating on Facebook about a new facility that is coming, and tell everybody is coming, and the grass still there on the ground, not even the grass cut yet, you ain't fooling nobody. Grenadians are stupid, you know. Grenadians gave the NDC a chance because, and let's face it, Sheldon, I tell people, and I heard a couple of people say that, even my good friend, he said it too.
Mm-hmm.
These people came, they talk a good talk, they sold a good sell, and the Grenadians said, let us give them a chance and see what they're about. It was a good sell, they talk a good talk, but they've disappointed bigly.
But Jay, there's so many other aspects to this thing, because you mentioned they assisted, Sam's did some stuff before. I remember they have a hyperbaric chamber there. That's because we have quite a few guys you might see around walking, hop and drop, walking kind of thing. And the Benz, they got the Benz in diving and so on, and Sam's has the hyperbaric chamber. I believe they now offer MRI, I believe it is. They offer MRI scanning and all those things as well. And even though they worked along with the former administration in relation to getting certain things done, this administration has taken a standoffish approach, it seems, to anything that is going to be beneficial to the average Grenadian. They've taken a stand, as I said, they could have gone for the low-hanging fruit. They could have gone for the low-hanging, by now we could have had a national insurance in place. We could have had a basic national insurance in place right now. People could have the card and be accessing a basic basket of goods with a view to adding more items to that basket of goods over an extended period of time. Instead of that, you fire the company that was there and you take us back to square one. And even you're talking doing this hospital, this is not a project that's going to be completed in a year or 2. You're talking about the next 10 years, next 8-10 years. You're talking about at least a year or 2 before the funding, and you're not going to get 250 million US one go. You're going to have to provide your counterpart funding. So Grenada has to pay a pile of money too. You have to, it's counterpart funding, and I think people missing that word there. It is not 250 is going to be all the money needed to build the hospital. It is counterpart funding. So Grenada has to provide the rest of money, and they could provide that in cash and kind. Not cash or kind, cash and kind. Because you have to develop the land. That's Grenada has to do that. So you have to send in your bulldozers and your thing, and you start clearing your land and so on, and all your soil testing. All of that is on Grenada. Yeah, certain aspects of this are on Grenada, the actual buildings, and so that would be part of the counterpart funding. But connecting electricity and water and all those things, that is Grenada. Yeah? So there's so many different aspects to this. And plus, if it is a loan, is there going to be a natural disaster clause? And what is going to be the form that natural disaster clause takes? Because the new National Party after Ivan ensured that when they took a loan, they inserted a disaster clause in there. So is it going to be a situation that there's a disaster clause with this institution? Also, seeing the challenges that the institution are having, according to Fitch, although they're saying that they're being targeted because they're black people and it's a black bank in Africa, so that the international agencies are targeting them and reporting false information and giving them bad ratings. That's their claim. While they're saying that, if their rating falls any further, whatever loan agreement you have with Grenada may end up with a higher interest rate, which means we may end up having to pay more than what was agreed to at the beginning because of whatever situation the institution may find itself in. So is there going to be a clause to protect us against that as well? There are so many things that have to be looked at. It's not simply, well, we get in 250,000 million US and we happy, and NNP couldn't do it, but look, we get it done. You haven't gotten it. And you have to find the other money out of the National Transformation Fund through CBI, etc. You have to find that money now for the counterpart funding. Or grants.
Well, you see, I tell you something, that loan that you speak of, that loan is still on the shelf because that loan is just a conversation. That loan, there's nothing concrete about that loan yet. So if this current banking and this situation goes belly up, it's not that the interest rate could be so significantly high that it would affect us. It would mean that that loan would no longer even be available. Because, let's face it, the returns that these people will have to get, how they would recover, it would take a much longer time for them to recover on those investments from Grenada. Grenada, really and truly, we don't have anything much to offer them. We can't give them Andy. We can't give them Ron. We have nothing much to offer them.
There is not 20, there is not even 25 cents on the loan you're talking about there yet.
So that is one. Two, I think that they may now decide to deal with the insurance aspect of the loan, because I don't think that they would have discussed it. I think maybe now you saying it might be something that they might just jump up and say, oh shit, boy, we should have do that in truth, because they listen. Talking Point is not no light program. They listening.
They're listening. But they have to consider these things, and that is why we need to know what are the terms and conditions of the loan. Eventually, it must come to Parliament. I know that for a fact.
But remember,
eventually, it must come to Parliament. But before that,
the Prime Minister says he does things on a need-to-know basis now. So I suspect whenever he figures that we need to know, then we will be informed. And generally, we are informed when the horses would have already left the stable. We do not get involved as part of the decision-making process. What the general public has to say is of no consequence, and we've seen that time and time again. So I suspect once he figures, well, now is the time for us to know, we will know. Until then, to use his words, he will have nothing to say to them, meaning us.
And the other thing there is that, they can actually draw down on this loan, and then bring it to Parliament a year or two later. They could they have to bring it to Parliament, but they could bring it to Parliament afterwards. I know of a situation back in 2013, for instance, when we got into office, and there were loans that were taken under the previous NDC administration that came to Parliament, for loans that were drawn down already, and they came to Parliament and there wasn't any Parliament for most of 2012. And the loans were drawn down, come down, everything. And we had to okay the loans back in 2013, long after money don't start to spend and think on those things. So you're not sure what will take place in a situation like this. So those who making the running around the track in Queen's Park, not like the Karani James track, but they're running around like back in the days when it used to have horse racing in the and Moon and thing. They're running around the track. I think they need to try and investigate and inquire a bit about what it is Grenada would really be getting into here, and the kind of inputs. Because remember, to counterpart fund this, you're going to use the National Transformation Fund, the NTF.
Yeah.
The majority of money that goes into the NTF comes through the CBI program. Your CBI,
which now is on the decline.
Exactly. Your CBI program is under threat. So while you may say we have a lot of money under CBI now, and you got a lot of money under CBI now, next year you may see a decline, the following year a further decline, and you may continue seeing declines because, one, you have a hawkish US administration that's going to pressure you to make certain changes to that. You also have the same taking place in Europe. You run the risk of losing your Schengen visa access to European countries if you continue operating your CBI program in a specific format. You also, your visa-free entry to other countries like China and so on, you may find yourself in problems with that. What this government has been doing is signing a set of agreements with the African countries for visa-free travel to Grenada and from Grenada to those countries. So when the passport index comes out, it shows that Grenada has access to 120 countries. It has access to 130 countries because they've signed visa-free access with, let's say, 10 countries in Africa. So it's not that Grenadians are going to go there or they are going to come here, but a person who wants to buy the CBI passport is going to say I have access to more countries than if I take a Kittian passport or I take a Dominican passport. So they're doing that as a selling point, not because they have any affinity to these people in those countries.
Because I tell you
it's a
something,
CBI selling point.
Because I tell you something, as you rightfully say, and I'm agreeing with you 100% on this. This connection, this coalition, this unity that the Prime Minister is touting, it has absolutely nothing to do with us in Grenada. It's just an open door for more people from Africa who deal with, in most cases, businesses that are questionable to come to Grenada. Because listen, anybody who is listening to this program right now, when you finish, go and see how much it is to purchase a ticket to go to Lagos.
You have to sell your vehicle and mortgage your house.
See how much it is to purchase a ticket.
You're just talking ticket, you know, you ain't even talking about accommodation and so yet.
Thank you. Thank
just
you.
The ticket.
See what is the
Jason,
cost? What is the cost to go to?
It is always interesting speaking with you, but you know I'm running out of time. So I'd like to thank you for taking your time out of doing the people business. I know Panorama coming up and thing. I know you're a busy man with them kind of thing too. I know definitely if it's one thing you're going to be is definitely you're going to be there in Panorama. You are Pan Man.
I will go there as a spectator to listen Pan.
Yeah.
And I will enjoy Pan, and that is it. I will go there as nothing else because
a fan of Pan.
Pan is dear to my heart. Pan, I always tell people this just before you go, Sheldon, and a lot of people don't know, so let me say this now. Pan saved my life, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I get emotional when I tell people this. Pan saved my life. For me, going to the Pan House was an escape when I was a young man, feeling pressured, feeling as if the world was against you, feeling as if there's nobody that you could talk to, feeling as if, everything was just coming down on you. As a youth man growing up, because I didn't have the luxury of having my parents around, I grew up with my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles. But having those pressures as a young man growing up, when you were thinking all sorts of crazy thoughts, I took out my revenge on a tenor pan. Pan saved my life. Every single bit of emotion that was inside of me came out in the practice leading up to Panorama, to the point where there are many years, a lot of people don't know this, and I will share it now. I played with more than one band just because I wanted to just be playing pan. Pan was the escape. Apart from that, because I got so busy and so engulfed in playing this pan, I never had time to deal with drinking and drugs and crime, and pan saved me. Pan saved me. And pan will always have a special place deep down in my heart. I have my tenor pan home, and I look at my daughter the other day for herself. I look at my 11-year-old daughter for herself without a music sheet. Daddy, put up the tenor pan for me, please. And then started to actually joke out the national anthem for herself on pan. And brother man, you see, I don't like to talk about it because I get emotional.
Watch. Boss, like you want me sleep here tonight, eh?
Bless night, my brother. Bless night. Bless.
I'll tell you this. I want to thank you so very much for being on with us, and I want you to have a safe and enjoyable Carnival season. Together with all the listeners to the program tonight, I want you to make sure that you and the family have a very safe and enjoyable Carnival season, just in case we don't talk again before the Carnival.
Thank you, my brother.
Although definitely we're going to be talking a lot after the Carnival.
Yeah.
All right.
Bless me.
Thank you so very much. All right. Good.
All right. Yes, bless.
Yes, indeed, folks. I'm speaking with my good friend there. Both are we born on the same day. Both are we birthdays, 30th of April. Well, three of us. It is myself, himself, and Mr. Gregory Bowen. All of us have the same birthday, the 30th of April. And my good friend, I know she might be listening, Natalie Sandy. Yeah, same birthday. And there are a few other people are listening to this program. I know, same birthday, 30th of April. It's that kind of day. Yes, indeed, folks. That's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you for being on with us tonight and for taking the time to, those of you that took the time to call in, we'd like to say we very well appreciate it. And all of you that have helped us in whichever way on the program, we want to continue to say thank you. And I'm here tonight, but let me say a special good night to you, Camille Teresa Scott. Let me say a special good night to you. Hope all is well and okay. But sometimes she has a tiring day. And not necessarily I'm so busy, you know. But where she does be there, I mean, I just go and stand up there sometimes. They does be hot. When I tell you hot. And then you have the vehicles passing, fumes, all kind of thing. And she's there. So sometimes she's tired. So she go and she take a little rest. But Camille Teresa Scott, a special good night to you. And to all of you, wherever you are, those of you who are in Grenada who will be celebrating the Carnival, those who are outside of Grenada who will be grieving or ain't bothering with it anyway. But just to say a special good night to all of you and hope that you all have a wonderful remainder of this week. Yeah, we will be back again on the Wednesday after Carnival, but as I said, there is a possibility once we've made the connections, we've set up everything, that we may do a test program or two next week, so look out for that as well. Folks, my name is Sheldon Scott. I am out of here, and whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. I am out.